You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lane. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And welcome to this week's edition of The Mountain Gardener. Your host, Ken Lane, here every week talking about the landscapes of northern Arizona. We are well into the holiday season, which is great. We've had our first cold, which is even better. Tired of fighting the bugs. Oh my goodness, my own garden's aphids are going crazy. Aphids love bright days, cool nights. In fact, if you get a little frost, they go even crazier, and they love the taste of evergreens, especially pine trees. They love the taste of aspens and apples and fruit trees and your pansies sometimes. But definitely get on to the bigger, beefier things. There's two basic kinds of aphids. There's tree aphids, which are generally, kind of depends on what they're eating, black in color. They'll be up towards the newer growth, out towards the tips of your pine trees. They'll be at the tips of your apples. Sometimes it'll be all over the aspen trees. I love the taste of poplars, Populus tremuloides, trembling leaf poplar aspens. They love the taste of those. And you'll see little droplets of sap down on top of the rocks, on top of the hood of your car, on your walkways. If it looks like it's wet, I know we've had a little moisture a few times here, but even when the rains aren't here, it still looks wet. There's only one thing that will cause that, and it's probably going to be a tree aphid. Big steroid looking. It looks like a spider almost. It's so big. And they'll be by the hundreds. And so they don't cause death, but they can cause some tip burn, some curling leaves. You really don't want them on your trees. If you see that, you come in, talk to us, and we'll get you a systemic drench. We make a tree and shrub systemic drench, and you mix up with a watering can, pour it right at the base of the tree, and it absorbs it, and it takes them out for the long term. When they can also get on your roses. They've been on my roses. Doggone it, they're driving me crazy. On my ceanothus, they've been on. What else are they on? A bunch of different things out in the gardens. And so I've been spot treating those. That's a different kind of aphid. They're cousins, but they're not exactly the same. They're usually smaller in size. They're cute. They're usually green, like a bright, not Kelly green. It's hard to describe the green, but it's green color. Especially, they're like the color of rose stems. They love the new taste of roses. They start eating rose sap and they turn that color. So they can be hard to identify when they first start. Then you start looking closer and go, what is going on with that? They're getting wilty. What is going on? It's aphids. So you just spray them with usually you spray those with a oil. Right now, horticultural oil is so efficient, so environmentally friendly, affordable. It's kind of the way to go. Safe for dogs, safe for birds, bad for aphids. So you spray those, but this is when they grow like crazy, and they will keep going. You think, oh, we've had some chill. No, aphids are like this. They like it even more. So they'll actually grow faster. So keep an eye on it and don't let them get a hold in your gardens. Some things I'm doing right now to prepare my gardens for winter as we transition into things. The leaves have dropped pretty seriously. A couple trees are bare. A couple trees still have foliage, and some are just starting to go bright red, like Bradford pears, bright red right now. They're spectacular. Oh my gosh. It's what autumn is all about. They're really good. And so if you've had plants that have spotting on the leaves, any kind of tear, any kind of blemish on the foliage, you do not want to compost those branches. You don't want to pick them up here and go spread them over there. You want to pick those up, put them in a trash bag, put them in your canister, and have the city haul those things out of here. If you're out in the county, add them to the burn pile. Get rid of those dogs, because that disease that's on the leaf, if it sits there in the yard or in the compost pile and your compost doesn't completely kill it off, the birds will come peck around. the voles, the mice, the pack rats, the bugs will come peck around in that compost. And then they'll fly up on the new growth on your tree with brand new foliage next spring. And then it instantly comes right back on the plant. The way you break that cycle is cleanliness. Clean that stuff up and get it off your property. Don't try to compost it. I'm big into composting. I have a lot of compost, but I try to delineate, is this good compost or bad? So if it's any kind of problems, if I've had aphids on there, if there's any kind of black spot, powdery mildew, white coating on the foliage, I want to get rid of that stuff. So, or give it to a friend or neighbor you just don't like. Have it spread all over their yard, which is what it just spread so easy. You clean it up, throw it away. And so, and composting, you compost, my compost gets warm enough. You just don't know for sure. Why introduce a question mark into your garden equation? And so that's one thing I'm very purposely doing. Another one that I'm doing, so if I've got some new plants, I've planted some new trees, shrubs, got a new rose bush out there. I've got a new lilac I planted, I've got some beautiful new euphorbias I just planted. Since summer I've planted. I'm insulating the soil around those gardens, around those plants with a thick layer of shredded cedar bark. It doesn't have to be bark. It could actually be composted or premium mulch, but I'm putting a layer around there because I don't want that soil around that plant to freeze and thaw, freeze and thaw, freeze and thaw. I want it to either stay frozen or don't freeze at all. What I don't want is that freeze and thaw, the soil will start to heave, especially as we go closer to the end of the year, especially as we go to the end of the year. I don't want that soil to freeze and thaw. You've had some new root hairs forming in that surrounding soil. The plants are still kind of sensitive. And so I don't want that freeze and thaw cycle to break those new root hairs. They're new. They're baby roots. And so as that plant matures, next year, they're pretty sturdy roots closer to the branch, closer to the plant. But right now, because it's pretty new, I'm going to put a 2 to 3 inch layer of usually mulch or shredded bark, and that will keep the frost line, keep that soil from heaving, from cracking, from thawing then freezing, thawing then freezing, thawing then freezing. It's terrible for plants. So I'm going to pamper. It's going to be nothing but good. And if in doubt, do it anyway, because it can only be a benefit. It can't be a harm. So I'm doing that. The other one that I'm doing for my pond is I've got a big pond. I've got several fountains. So my below ground fountains, I've got some big granite pieces. I'm moving those run times. I don't run it 24/7. I've got them on a timer. I've got them on an Alexa device. I go, Alexa, run it from basically when I'm out there reading the paper in the morning or at the end of the day when I get home. Well, that's when it's frosty right now. I'm not out reading the paper right now. It's too cold, but I want it running for the birds. So I've modified those times to run from 10 to 2, middle of the day, when I know I'm not going to be freezing. This is my winter cycle right now. I'm moving it so it's only going to run when I'm not going to be building up ice. Same for the pond in the back. I got a full-on 1,000-gallon pond, full-on pond with a water feature and a creek going through it. It's spectacular. It sounds good. I generally run it in the morning because the birds like it. My robins are out there bathing the other day. But right now I don't want ice. So I'm going to run it usually middle of the day again, so that that cycling kind of thaws the ice out. And lastly, I broke out my pond de-icer. So I actually put it in the pond. I don't have ice yet, but I'm preparing it. I'm ahead of time. It's a basic, it looks like a rock. It floats on the water. It's got a thermostat. So when it gets close to freezing, automatically activates a little bit of heat. Doesn't warm it up like a spa. It just keeps a hole open. And then I plug that in. I just keep it floating there all winter. So those two things, adjust your times so they're running when it's not freezing. And it's time, if you do have ponds, don't let that pond freeze over solid. It's not good for your fish, not good for your birds. It's just not good for your pumps. Keeps it open. So those are some things I'm doing. I got a lot in store for you, but we got Lisa Watters Lain coming in with your garden questions right after this. Okay, maybe after decades of the same fruitcake exchange, it's time to start a new holiday tradition.
A living Christmas tree from Watters Garden Center can be decorated and enjoyed for a lifetime, not just a season.
When the holiday festivities end, gather family and friends and plant your tree together for years of enjoyment.
As your family tree grows, have a tree that grows with your family. From Watters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott.
Okay, and we are back with Ken and Lisa Lain. Lisa comes in each week with your garden question. Just what are people talking about? And basically I do that myself, but I just like spending time in a studio, small office with you called my studio. We record this here at Watters Garden Center, and we just try to take a break off the floor, and we're dealing with customers right before this, and then we come on and share some of those questions, or we see Facebook questions, or there's so many ways people try to ask questions anymore. It's Google. I've had several questions through Google questions. They
Really?
Yeah, Watters Garden Center, and they'll say ask a question, and it's an obscure thing. Companies aren't used to coming through. We're used to answering reviews, which are mainly good. I had one review this week, 1 star.
Oh.
And I researched him, and he started saying, "You're ugly. Our kids are stupid. Why would anyone shop there?" They just went on. It was offensive. I researched. He's from Dallas, Texas.
And he's reviewing us?
I know. He's never been to the store. You got to be. I never responded to him. I said, "Listen, I think a box store," and I mentioned one, hired you because we've had problems with them before. And I don't think you were actually here. But just in case, here's my personal contact. Ask for me, and I'll meet you at the garden center. If you have any garden questions, I'm here for you, you mouth breather. Oh, so I didn't say that. Last part. But I thought it anyway. But then we got 3 5 stars. Mainly, that's kind of what we get. And overall, we're at 4.9, whatever. But then there's a question side to that, and it sends a notification to us that we asked. We had 3 of those this week. It's a phenomena that happened.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's all those new Google Pixel 6 phones people have.
You and your Google. Your Google phone.
You and you Apple people. All 30% of you. The rest, the 70%, the rest of us are all.
Whose apps work better under the gun? Mine or yours?
Now, between the two of us, I'm sure we can find everyone that's tuned in right now that owns a cell phone, which is everyone, all the way down to 10-year-olds.
True.
So anyway, let's go to garden questions. How about that?
We can do that. So Jeff is in Prescott. He wants to mulch around his raspberries, blackberries, roses, that kind of stuff. Wants to know how thick it needs to be on the soil. And his other question is shredded bark any better than the composted? Doesn't matter.
So if you're asking the question, probably better for you is shredded cedar bark. And the only reason is cedar, it's looser, airier, and it's got an oil in it. Cedar's got a natural oil that repels, like say, aphids that harbor underneath all that. They'll kind of rest underneath. They're using the mulch to protect themselves as well. And so cedar bark. Now, a lot of folks that are tuned in, they're hardcore gardeners. They got mulch piles. They're the size of like a VW bus. They're big. Well, just use compost. Composted material. For those folks in the Midwest, they always use wood chips. They chip up. They've got so much wood. They chip it up and they use that. Just getting a layer, and this is just the book, a 2 to 3 inch layer over the root mat, the root ball of the plant. Let's say it's a rose. It might go out 18, 24 inches. Nice circle, make it look cute and neat. He mentioned raspberries and any berries. They're really sensitive to a lot of moisture right at the stems. So I would say mulch up to within, 6, 8 inches of those canes coming up, but don't mulch right up to it, just because if you're not quite sure what to do, I'm giving you kind of fudge factor.
Right.
You can make a mistake and you still win. So that would be safer. 2 to 3 inch layer of composted material. Don't use manure. not to mulch up around lilacs and roses, and it can be too harsh. Especially, I know there's a lot of horse people that are tuned in. The bigger properties have horses and they have big gardens, and you've got humongous piles of manure that's too raw. Too many times there's this huge grub that lives in horse manure piles. And so when you take that and then put it around your plants to insulate them through the winter, you just put a bunch of grubs in there and you're doing more damage than good. So don't use manure.
Okay.
It's too hot. Use mulch, composted material, a 2 to 3 inch layer. And what it does, as we get into this freeze thaw cycle, it'll be warm during the day, freeze at night. We're already starting to see that in parts of the garden. The ground starts to heave, it starts to freeze, it starts to expand like a sponge. And so with this expansion, shrinking, every night, expand, shrink, it can destroy the layers of roots at the top end of the soil. So that top 6 inches, it'll really damage it. And so you're having to start over again. This keeps that from happening. You'll get better blooms next spring from your lilacs, forsythias. It's just good to, fruit trees would like it. You'll get better flower buds. It's just a good general practice to do that, especially in the mountains where we really don't have natural soil. We don't have topsoil. So it helps you rebuild the soil every year. There's a lot of benefits to it. But going back to the question, 2 to 3 inch layer, go out about 18, 24 inches. You're good.
Okay. While I'm thinking about it, this wasn't a question, but a customer brought in pine scale egg sac things.
Crazy.
And for November to have that come in. So if you have a lot of pine trees, maybe that's something you want to check out.
Yeah. I would say let's just cover that because that's so important. So the whole team rallied around this. They knew what it was. But here I am. I was doing a bank statement or something in my office in the computer. Coming, Ken, do you know what this is? I'm going, yeah, that's scale eggs, egg mass, just laid, hasn't even hatched yet. It's just sitting there, just like in the last week. And so it was in such disbelief that no one believed it could be scale. Usually this is March, not November.
But that's what it looks like.
It's got to be the moisture, the warmth. We should have been colder by now. We're going. Autumn is nicer. It's why we live here, but. It's nice for scale and for us. It's a freaky thing. It could be really bad for pine trees. What we recommended for them was pick those. It's a white cottony,
almost looks
mass.
Like sawdusty kind of
white
stuff.
Sawdust with some black dots.
It's weird. You'll know if you see
soft.
it. It's weird.
It's at the trunk where the soil is, right where the crown is, or in the main crotches. If you see that, collect all that up that you can, because every one of them, there's thousands of scale on there that will attack the needles. Pick that up, spray it with sayonara is what we did for this gentleman. Just spray it down, kills off those eggs, and then put plant protector. It's a systemic that the plant absorbs and taints the sap. And so we kind of went all marine on this one. It was a beautiful scale. It was beautiful pinyon pine.
Right.
We don't want him to lose that.
Yeah. He had a lot of pines, so we definitely take action.
They're not the only ones. So this is something to watch. It's something that's freakish. Hopefully it's not throughout the whole mountain, this central highland area, but probably it is.
Yeah.
If you got a beautiful pinyon pine, you should go out and walk it. Just watch it and pray that it gets cold. We need a foot of snow on the ground. That would be like nice. In December. That'd be great. That'll eliminate all these problems.
Yeah. But definitely take a walk out in your yard, especially if you're in the pine forest. Yeah. Take a look and see on that. It would be really important. Next question is from Shelley, talking about pine forest. She wants to know, do you think rosemary would survive the winter up in the Groom Creek area?
Oh, yeah. I think you'd be fine. Yeah, you're perfectly fine. There's hardier varieties. So there's a ground cover variety. Arps is very hardy. I think it's good down to minus 20. Oh, okay. And then there's a creeping Huntington carpet. Then there's Tuscany Arp, and there's another one, the Globe one.
Hills Hardy.
Yeah. So really be careful which one you plant. You can plant the wrong one because there's like 100 different rosemaries. Most of them won't grow where it's really cold. The winter will take them out. But there's a few, and I know where you can buy them. There's a garden center right close to you in Prescott, Arizona. We got them here for you. We'll help you out with that. So yes, you should be able
put them in a sunny spot.
Be just fine. Yeah. At least 6 to 8 to all day sun is ideal for rosemary. And I would say the same thing for oregano, thyme, chives, leeks, garlics, onions. all of those are going to thrive up there in the sunshine.
Okay.
Now that the Highland pines, Groom Creeks, those higher areas have a lot of pine trees. So there's dappled sun many times. Put it figure out where the bright sun is, put it there, and they'll thrive for you. Wow. Just like that. 10 minutes gone. Wow. It's a pleasure being on the airwaves with you, my dear. You make me look better.
Well, I try.
Or sound better. Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardeners. Be right back right after this.
Hi, Watters with the plants of the week and our Roman beauty rosemary.
This Mediterranean beauty has graceful, arching branches that flow over rock walls, raised beds, or container's edge.
A culinary herb often used in potpourri.
Rugged, deer-resistive, evergreen, likes crummy soil, drought, and abuse. Now that's my kind of shrub.
Watters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott, where people who love unusual, healthy herbs, they love to shop.
You are seeing a lot of holiday plants at your florist, at your grocer, at your warehouse, at your box store, at your garden centers. And so I'm appalled. I was picking up some groceries the other day. I won't say which grocery store, but they're all the same. And poinsettias are right out there in the front of the store, right where the entrance is, on the ground, exposed to that cold snap we had. And I just know those, if you bought one of those, you'd take it home and it would just start to defoliate on you because it got cold. These are tropical plants. They're from the way south. They're native to southern Mexico. And so they never want to be below 50 degrees, 55, 60 degrees. They like the warm. They don't like the cold. And so these are meant to be indoor plants purely. In fact, if you take one home from us, all of ours are raised up off the ground. They're at the center of the store where the heaters blow on them. We know what they want. We want you to take these things home and they're going to be glorious for months, not just till the end of the year. And that the way you do that is you keep them warm. And so if you take one of those home, don't take them and put them by your front entrance door, the foyer there, where cold air kind of gets to it. It wants to be warmer. It'd rather be by the fireplace than it would by if you're chilly, warming your bum by the fireplace, it wants to be there with you. I mean, give it some googly eyes, name him, hey, Red, how you doing today? You feeling good? You looking good? They want to be warm like you are. I would say that's the same way with Christmas amaryllis. You're seeing amaryllis. This is this big, gigantic bulb with this huge 1.5 foot long flower stem that comes out with multiple flowers at the top. Tropical bulb. And it does not like to be outdoors. You don't take that home and plant it in the gardens. It will not winter over for you. If it gets frozen, it is turns to mush, absolute mush. So it's not going to be happy with that. You plant that in a container and you bring it indoors and you watch it grow, and it's a celebration of life. And then it starts to bloom, and it blooms all through the holidays and into like Valentine's Day. It's for a gardener, it just feels really good. So you want to put them there. Same with especially cactus, especially Christmas cactus. The Christmas cactus, these are the ones, they don't have thorns, they don't have spines, they've got big pads. They're actually more like a euphorbia or a succulent than they are like a cactus, but they call them Christmas cactus. They have these bright fluorescent colors to them. These will take a little bit of cold, but not frost. They do not want to be outdoors. In fact, if they're outdoors, they get cold, they will shed their flowers. If they get too wet, they'll shed their flowers. If you look at them cross-eyed, they will shed their flowers. They want to be in a warm room with some bright, warm room, watered sporadically. I mean, maybe once a week, every 10 days, and then they don't want to be pampered. Leave them alone. They'll bloom longer for you. So you do not plant these holiday plants outdoors. Now, if you're going to put it outdoors, now I'm talking to the mountain people. If you're tuned in from the deserts, Phoenix, it's a different game. You don't know what cold is. It's 45 degrees. I'm chilly today. that's not the same as it's going to be 20 degrees tonight and there's a chance of snow. You poor folks in Flagstaff, you got hammered last week. Wow, that was good. Let the skiing begin. I'm ready. There you can, it's different. Up here, you'd wait till after the chance of frost is over. You're going to plant, you could put your poinsettias outdoors in a container, something like that. I don't know about in the ground because it's going to get too, you can't keep it there. But in a container, you could put it outdoors after the chance of frost. This is when you put your tomatoes in, your cucumbers, your geraniums, your zinnias, the summer blooming plants. That's when you put these plants out. So it'd be about Mother's Day or so. Anyway, that's kind of the inside scoop. Main thing is I don't want you making a mistake. My friends tuned into this station or this podcast. You just, one mistake with those. You let them get cold for a little bit. You pick the one up that's the prettiest by the front door of your grocery store or box store, and you take it home. You go, oh, it looks so great. And then it starts shedding its leaves. That's because it should have never been exposed to that kind of cold. It meant to be warm for you. Anyway, come buy your plants from a garden center. We know what you're doing. We know how to make them happy. They'll thrive for you in your house. People will be going, wow, where'd you pick that up? Watters Garden Center. We'll be right back after this.
The holidays are here in Arizona's Christmas City, bringing family closer and those chilly winter winds.
While you're decorating the outside, don't forget to brighten up the inside with exotic Christmas plants from Watters.
Beautiful Christmas cactus and poinsettia are coming to town, grown exclusively by Watters in colors you won't find anywhere else.
Unique, vibrant, and guaranteed to warm even the dreariest winter day.
Check your list twice for exotic Christmas plants at Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
Back in the studio is Lisa Watters Lain. She comes each week and just shares her garden insight, her thoughts. What has she been meditating on throughout the week?
Deep thoughts.
That we can share over the airwaves that is uniquely from your perspective. Mm-hmm. And so gardeners, you talk to any gardener, they've got 10 different ways, thoughts at any given time on gardening. Oh, yeah. And so just so the show isn't boring, just me droning on and on about local gardens, well, Lisa comes in and makes us, well, you make the airwaves sound better.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Yeah. So what do you got for us this week?
Well, you were talking about meditating. I've really been working hard this whole week to be thankful.
Oh, your Thanksgiving was great.
Track of things that I'm thankful for.
Sure.
And so that's kind of been nice. So what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for dinner Thursday out at your sister's place in Chino Valley. We didn't have to host. They did. We just brought a fruit salad. So that was so easy. Yeah. So
that is true. So lots of things to be thankful for this year as we move into the holiday season.
Holiday season.
I know. We're going to start playing Christmas music.
It's already on.
Played it yet. Yeah, that's true.
It's on. There we go.
Now I'm playing it for the dogs now when I leave. I'm like, Christmas. Alexa, play Christmas.
We do have spoiled dogs. Yes, very much.
They are. But so this time of year, this is when we get the holiday plants in. So the poinsettias and the Christmas cactus. And there are some tricks to taking care of those that you enjoy them for the whole season.
Yeah.
So especially poinsettias, what I find here, a lot of people do a couple mistakes they make. Number one, they're buying them maybe at a grocery store or someplace that's like right near the front door. And every time those doors open and close, this blast of cold air comes on them. And they don't like that.
They're tropical plants. They're used to humid, moist, warm air. Yeah.
They really don't like that. Another thing, a mistake a lot of people make, they're coming from the Valley or California. Do not put your poinsettia outside.
No, that'd be bad.
I don't know how many times I see that and I drive by and I'm like, oh.
That's that desert influence up here. They would never do that in the Midwest or the East Coast. But here you got this culture that collides cold weather forest season with tropical desert folks, and they don't know. They just don't know what to do.
Right.
But that's why they're tuned in here
That
to
is
the Mountain
correct.
Gardener.
They can become smarter.
That's right.
So yeah, don't put it outside. Don't put it in an area. Don't put poinsettias in areas where they're getting a lot of cold
Drafty.
on them. So if you're like a front door that you go in and out of a
Yeah.
lot, would not be a good spot. The other one is like under a heater vent so that the hot air is blowing on
Sure.
them. They don't like that either. So put them in a spot where temperatures are just kind of mild and even.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other thing with them is they like moisture, but they don't like to be wet.
Soggy wet. The roots.
Right.
They don't
Right.
like the roots to be
Mhm.
consistent moist, but not soggy.
Right.
So not a drainage.
just evenly moist, but
Got
not
it.
floating in water. So a lot of times when you buy those pretty poinsettias, you've got a foil wrap or something around them. Well, those don't drain. So people are watering, the water just kind of builds in there.
Yep.
They do not like that. And the centers will start just kind of falling out of them and leaves will drop off.
Yeah.
So just something to be careful of
So
for
take
those
them
guys
out of that foil
when you
and water them
Mhm.
in the sink or something. When
Right.
they're fine, when they're done dripping, put them back in the pretty
Yeah.
sleeve,
Right.
or the festive bow
Bowl
and
or
stuff.
whatever
Yeah,
you've got.
gotcha. Makes sense.
The other thing when you
How
water,
often should you water those?
it's going to depend on your house.
Yeah.
Probably
Once a week.
once a week.
Okay.
The other thing is when you do water them with tepid to lukewarm water. Don't use that cold water right out of your sink.
Gotcha.
They're not real happy with it.
Yeah. They don't like the cold. They're
Yeah.
basically Costa Rican plants.
Mhm.
South Mexico. That's where they're natural. That's where they were found by the first botanist,
Mhm.
Colonel Poinsettia, I think was his name, back
Yeah.
in the 1800s. So he found it. It was into plants. It's gone global. And
Mm-hmm.
so think in terms of Costa Rica and you're okay. You go out with your swimsuit, soak your feet in a nice coral
Mhm.
beach. They'll be happy too.
Right. So a lot of pretty colors this year. We've got the white, we've got pink, we've got country quilt, which is kind of a red and white blotch. It's really a pretty plant. And then an ice one, which is kind of a red, white, variegated. It's just really
That's pretty. Wow.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
So some nice ones.
So they're
this
in
year.
now. So you got them
Mhm.
right there on the floor.
We got them.
And we'll have red through the season, but some of those unusual, different, you can't find them anywhere.
Those go fast.
Those will go faster. Once you're out, you can't get more. The crop is just gone. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, get in early, shop early, and enjoy your plants through the holidays. The other one is the Christmas cactus. So that's another one people love to give as gifts, or they're buying one for themselves because, great grandma Betty had one and they want to start the tradition. And they're getting those we have a lot of different colors of those, some really pretty striking ones, red and white variegated, some really pretty pinks and oranges and greens and whites.
Wow.
All different colors on those. So definitely come in and check those out because those do go really fast. But there again, they don't, even though they Christmas cactus, they're not really a true cactus. Don't put it outside.
No.
Don't put it in a hot window where the heat's going to come in on it and burn it. And the other thing with those, if you keep them too wet, they will drop every blossom they have. So they really do like to be on the dry side. Yeah. So you definitely don't want to overwater them. There again, when you do water, that nice tepid water this time of year is perfect for them. But if you've seen your blossoms drop, you're probably overwatering.
Gotcha. Or really cold water.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, both of those will do that. So we do have both of those in stock right now. New orders, lots of selection. Got to check those out. A lot of people will bring in herbs, to decorate with, or they're cooking with through the holidays.
Like lavenders and rosemaries?
Rosemaries, oregano's, thyme. A lot of times you see them in the little tree form.
Yeah.
Where they've kind of topiaried them, made little trees out of them, which is kind of fun. It's a great thing to do, great way to decorate. But those guys don't overwater. People love to water things inside their house, I've noticed. So you just have to be really careful that you're not keeping things too wet.
Once a week? Once
Maybe
every rosemaries, once every
week.
10, 14 days?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of depends. What you have now is the heater is on.
Right.
So the heater like dries the air out inside your house, warms it up, but it dries it out. So if it's in a drafty area where it's getting a lot of blowing, it can dry out faster. You'll see pockets. It's a different watering
Right.
this time of year just because the windows have closed up and
Right.
the heater's going like crazy. And so
Mhm.
that dries plants out differently than, let's say, it would in spring or,
You know what the
or
best
summer.
way to handle that?
No.
Get a moisture meter.
Yeah, well, there we go. That's a good stocking stuffer for gardener.
Moisture meters take the
Yeah.
aggravation out of so
Yeah.
many things and the guesswork, because things can look really dry on top. And then you stick that moisture meter in there. It's like, whoa, wet, wet, wet. So it can fool you. So moisture meter just takes the guess out, and you don't have to.
I think it puts the joy in. They don't cost very much for
No, they're very
no more
inexpensive.
guesstimates. It's just
Very
great.
true. Very true. So, I mean, now is a great time to everybody's decorating for Christmas now. We're past Thanksgiving. So come in and check out the plants.
So I had someone ask, they've been pent up demand for Christmas cactus. They're hard to find. It's a limited crop.
Mhm.
You will have them for about 2 weeks, lots of color, every size, every shape, every color. And then towards Christmas, we run out of colors and sizes. You have less choice. And by the week prior to Christmas, they're gone. They're not going to be there. So that's
Yeah.
one. The weird colors, grab them. The
Right.
interesting, different, new, grab them early.
Mhm.
Don't wait until I'm going to go shopping later and I'll come in and get one later. They won't be here.
True.
So anyway, thank you, Lisa. Great.
Welcome.
The Christmas, how to take care of the holiday plants in your yard, in your house, not yard, in your house. Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardeners. Be right back after this.
Look, if your wife, mom, or dad wants an ugly sweater for Christmas, get them a sweater, not some piece of plastic.
But if someone you truly care about loves their garden, a gift card to Watters makes perfect sense.
Next spring, she can pick exactly what she was hoping.
We all know it's not the same as a huge flower basket or fragrant rose, but hey, it's winter. Gardeners understand.
Watters online gift cards are found at top10plants.com or at Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
This is when we have the evergreens showing off here at the garden center. People keep coming in. They go, "Oh, well, can I plant this now?" Yes, these are winter evergreens. Well, what will happen if it gets cold? Well, we're not going to move them from where they're displayed. They're out here in the cold. Even the ones in the greenhouses, we don't heat the greenhouse. It's there for comfort for consumers, for people, for customers, for gardeners, to keep the rain off of them, keep the cold off, it's keep the shade there for them. We're controlling the environment, not for the plants. They got to suck it up and get used to it, because you're going to plant it in your yard. They need to be used to that. So we acclimate them, is what we call it, or transition them so they're ready to plant. And we're bringing in a good selection right now. Here's why. We have to front load we have to guesstimate how many plants we're going to sell through the winter. Because come January, when it's going to be 19 degrees, you can't bring plants in. But if you bring them in now and they're acclimated, they're used to that, they kind of go, "Yeah, so what? Plant me out here. I'm good. I'm used to this." So they're already used to our environment, our water, our sun, our cold, mainly. So we're strategizing, and we need enough not just sell to you, but our landscape customers. They're coming in. They need to do full-on front yards because they've got, they're trying to get their projects going. So we'll have enough for them as well. That goes for your broadleaf evergreens. These are things like red tip photinia, boxwood, yews. These are nandinas, yuccas, prickly pear cactus. I mean, these are things they're evergreens, but they're kind of shrubby forms typically. It will also go for your upright evergreens. These are mainly going to be conifers. Conifers are those plants with needles on them. Well, not necessarily needles. So a juniper, does that have a needle, or what is that? It's green. It grows with a stem, a branch, a trunk that grows up, and then branches come off of that. So it's more like a pine, spruce, fir, Arizona cypress, junipers. These are all things that are more tree form. And then they have a lot of them look Christmassy, kind of Christmas tree looking. In fact, a lot of folks will buy conifers as their living Christmas tree. If you're thinking about, if you need some landscaping out in the yard, what a great way to go. Buy a conifer, Colorado spruce, and then bring it indoors, decorate it, put the presents, have your celebration, take it back outdoors, let it get used to the cold again, and then go plant it. It's going to grow like crazy for you next spring. This is they call them living Christmas trees. It's not a cut one without roots. It's got actually full-on roots. In fact, that's a myth. I know I'm going to hear this in January. Hey, Ken, so how do I plant this cut Christmas tree I bought back in November? You can't. You're not going to. Trees don't regrow roots from their. I mean, a house plant will grow roots from a stem. Maybe a whip from a cottonwood tree or a willow might grow roots, but for sure a conifer does not grow roots. Once it's been cut, they don't grow roots. In fact, don't even try to root a branch from a Colorado spruce or a Arizona cypress. It won't do it. It just dies. That's more of a deciduous tree might do it. Most of those don't. So that you're not going to get it to grow. You want to buy the root, the whole thing. So if you're going to have a living Christmas tree, buy the roots, a full-on tree. I fully intend to plant this after, January 2, after the last of the eggnog is done, and I'm going to go plant a tree because I've been indoors too long. I put on 5 pounds already. I need some exercise. That's when you start planting those outdoors. And very doable. We've got a handout that'll show you exactly how to do that. There's a couple insider tips that kind of make sure you have success, but that's how you're doing that. So living Christmas trees, conifers, broadleaf evergreens, and then deciduous plants. So what are the best of the best? What looks good, really good right now for the holidays? What looks good dressed up? Number one, it's going to be Alberta spruce. This is the cutest of all the conifers. So it is a tree. It's got a central trunk. It's got branches that come off of that, but it's pint size. We have some 1 gallon sizes or maybe 1.5 feet. The old guys, we've had them at the farm for 15 years. This thing is it's gigantic. Maybe it's head high. They just don't get very big. They're tiny plants. If you've got really green thumbs and you know what you're doing and you juice them with some fertilizer, maybe they'll grow 1.5 inches, 2 inches a year. They're slow growing. They're dwarfed. The reason they're number one, because they're cute by the front door. They're cute in containers. They'll take our cold. You can put them in a pot. They're gonna stay in that for years. You'll be moved out of your house before they actually outgrow their space. They're just easy to grow. That's one you definitely want to buy the size you want to see in the yard. Don't wait for it to grow because it'll be forever. You buy the bigger one. But we sell a lot of those and they look cute with little Christmas lights on them, bows. They look cute. I would say the number one bigger landscape plant by far, there's a couple variations. It's going to be Colorado spruce. Colorado spruce grows wild here. That is a big plant. It gets up easily 50 feet tall. Maybe bigger if with some age. Big blue, silvery layers to big swooping branches. It looks beautiful out in the yard. It's just majestic. If it's too big for your backyard, they make a shorter variety. They call it Fat Albert spruce. We've got several varieties that are like that, but we're trying to dwarf these because they're too big for a lot of these smaller yards. So get a dwarfed one, but not so dwarf that it's Alberta spruce dwarf. Get the next size up. So these might get 18 to 25 feet tall and half the width. So maybe it only gets 10 to 12 feet wide. So, but still that classic Christmas tree looking shape. Look, a lot of folks that are new to 4-season or mountain gardening go, yeah, I want one of those trees that looks like a Christmas tree. You walk them over, show them a Colorado spruce. Yep, that's it. So this is these 20, my only choice? No, we've got more over here too. So those are the ones that are probably number one selling of the true Christmas tree looking one. One that people really like because the spruce can be kind of pokey. You touch them wrong, they're going to poke you. They like to bite back. It's a defense to keep the animals off. But there's a pine tree. There's two that are really good here. One is called Vanderwolf pine. It's kind of two-toned. It's got a blue needle on one side, or it's blue on one side, white on the other. It has this real funky, cool frosted look. It's natural. It's not man-made. It's actually a natural color, how it grows, but it's super soft. You just want to rub against it. You just want to rub some against your face. It just feels good. It's very soft. The one that's most like our pine trees that are around here is going to be Austrian pine. And I say Austrian specifically because its direct cousin is the ponderosa pine, but the difference between the two is the Austrian holds its foliage right down to the ground. So it's got this beautiful swooping long branches. It's a beautiful landscape tree, but still has that long green needle. Whereas ponderosa, all the foliage is going to be way, way up off the ground, well above your roof height. It's just, you're planting a trunk. If you're going to have a landscape plant, you probably want an Austrian pine. There's a couple variations of that, but the pine trees are a great choice for right now. Deodar cedar, got some of those. They are just gigantic. It's a monster. It's 80 foot by 25 foot. It's too big for most yards, but we've got some of those. Lots of evergreens you can plant right now or use them as living Christmas trees and then plant them later. Lots of evergreen choices right now.
Look, if your wife, mom, or dad wants an ugly sweater for Christmas, get them a sweater, not some piece of plastic.
But if someone you truly care about loves their garden, a gift card to Watters makes perfect sense.
Next spring, she can pick exactly what she was hoping.
We all know it's not the same as a huge flower basket or fragrant rose, but hey, it's winter. Gardeners understand.
Watters online gift cards are found at top10plants.com or at Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
I am so excited. You know what's happened with all this AI overlay tech? It's booming right now. I don't know if you played with it at all. We live and die by it here, but it's really leveled the playing field for the little guys. We've never had the resources for an IT department, coders, software developers, POS analyzing, changing. We had the vision, we got the creativity. We didn't have the tools and the people to be able to execute that. Well, these new tools becoming available, we do. If you're smart enough to grab the right tool, I personally like Gemini from Google. We use a little bit of Opus, a little bit of Chat GPT, but those aren't our tools just because we're heavily involved with Google, but they're all got similar purposes. We are able to do things digitally that we couldn't do. It's helping us analyze how many plants we need. So it can look at that huge data spreadsheet and go, you did pretty good. It always starts with, hey, that's great. And then it goes, but you should look at this and this. I'm going, you know what? I should look at that. And it's either right or wrong. I don't know. But we know what to look at and proof it. One thing it's done for us, it has greatly allowed us to expand our online plant orders, not just plants, but on to be able to sell to customers or expand the opportunity to buy directly from our farms, have it shipped directly to your door. It doesn't even have to come to us anymore. It goes right from there, put it in a box, and boom. We just had a unwrapping party. We showed it on our Instagram and Facebooks. You may have seen that, but it's a full-on plant. We're not talking, here's the thing. A lot of these online plants are putsy little cuttings. They're trashy. They're little plugs. They're what we started with 3 years ago. They're not real plants you plant in your yard. Maybe a house plant, but not in your yard. You want a full mature plant, especially if you're buying, let's say, a new boxwood or Japanese maple or a holly for the holidays, or you want to ship your grandmother in New York City a real plant that can go in their yard. It's a real plant they could plant. You can order it from our farm, ship it directly to her house anywhere in the country. The technology is amazing, and it delivers within. I just ordered a box to test it a couple of weeks ago. Ordered on a Monday. Came the following Monday, just like that. They had the order, they had it boxed and to you like right now. So it's not just our ability to use it, but the farmers, the whole layer, all of business can use these tools to up our game. So now we've got better connection. It's just fun, actually. Retail's fun all of a sudden. That and our gift cards. We've been selling gift cards for 20 years online, but now we can personalize them. You can put the logo, the style of gift card you want let's say your mother to see. You can have the amount you want. You can have the date you want it, the time you want it to deliver. We could never do that before, but we can now. And so it simplifies our lives and it personalizes the experience for the gardener. So if you've moved away and now your parents still live here, you can go to the website, order it right there. It will deliver it right there. The gift cards it's able to be used in store or online, either one. That's actually a logistical nightmare. But we're able to do it because the AI tools, it's amazing and fun. Well, throughout the week, Lisa and I camp out here at Watters Garden Center. We do like helping folks. We like spending time indoors right now. It's a little chilly, showing off the latest, greatest holiday plants. It's festive and fun inside. It's festive and fun outside. If you want to plant a few plants, we're here for you. So come visit us at Watters Garden Center.
The holidays are here in Arizona's Christmas City, bringing family closer and those chilly winter winds.
While you're decorating the outside, don't forget to brighten up the inside with exotic Christmas plants from Watters.
Beautiful Christmas cactus and poinsettia are coming to town, grown exclusively by Watters in colors you won't find anywhere else.
Unique, vibrant, and guaranteed to warm even the dreariest winter day.
Check your list twice for exotic Christmas plants at Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit wattersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Watters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.